All right, we're going to dive into a story today. But it's really more than just a story. Think of it as a reflection on a man named Sadiq and this bargain. A bargain that honestly a lot of us make without even realizing what it's going to cost us. This is the story of a soul.
You know how it starts? It's always something small, something you can barely even notice, a single missed prayer. And the excuse? It's so easy, so relatable. He just overslept. I mean, it happens to everyone, right? No big deal. And then it happens again. But this time, the excuse is a little different. It's not a personal slip-up. No, this is a professional demand. You know, the project, the deadline, all that pressure. It's another perfectly reasonable justification. And this right here, this is the crucial shift. The third time, the excuses just disappear. There's just this quiet acceptance. The habit is starting to form, and what used to be the exception is slowly becoming the rule. This is really where Sadiq's story begins.
So, who exactly was Sadiq before all this? I mean, look at this contrast. On one side, you have the man he was, spiritually present. His day would start with wudu and end with dua. His forehead knew the feeling of the prayer mat. And on the other side, well, that's the man he's becoming. His phone never stops buzzing, and his account balance, it started talking way louder than his conscience.
And here it is. This is the bargain. The one thought that sets this whole thing in motion. I just need to make it first. I'll fix my deen later. And his deen, that's his faith, his whole way of life. It's that classic, I'll get around to it later excuse, and man, is it a dangerous one. And this timeline, it shows you exactly how that one little decision plays out. It's not some sudden collapse, not at all. It's a slow, gradual slide. First, Fajr, the dawn prayer. It becomes optional. Then Dhuhr, midday prayer. That gets pushed back. Then Asr, the afternoon prayer. It's just forgotten. Until a whole week flies by and he realizes he hasn't prayed at all.
So what's behind this whole slide? It's what's called the whisper of money. And see, it's not some loud command shouting at you. No, it's subtle. It's that reassuring little voice that says, hey, you're in control. You can always come back to this stuff later. God understands. You're busy. It's so persuasive because, let's be honest, it sounds so practical. But here's the thing. Sadiq isn't going through this completely alone. His old friend, Musa, he sees it. He sees the change. He's that voice of concern, the friend who holds up a mirror when you need it most.
And Sadiq's response? Oh, it says it all. It's completely defensive. He's not changing, he says. He's growing. He's actually started to believe that his net worth is the same thing as his self-worth.
But Musa, he just cuts right through that defensiveness with this incredibly sharp insight. No, you are replacing something. See, it's not growth. It's a substitution. Something essential is being pushed out to make room for something else. But what is it?
And Musa doesn't just leave it at his opinion. He brings out a direct warning from the Qur'an, a crystal clear caution against letting the distractions of this life, our jobs, our wealth, pull us away from what really lasts. But Sadiq, he's so caught up in the race, he's just not ready to hear it. Not yet.
So yeah, he's not ready to listen. But every story like this, it always has a breaking point, right? A moment where the illusion just completely shatters. And for Sadiq, that moment is coming.
And then, bam, it happens. He gets it all. The biggest deal of his entire life closes. This is it. This is the mountaintop he has been sacrificing absolutely everything to reach. He should be feeling on top of the world.
But the feeling he has at the summit, it's not joy, it's not pride, it's just emptiness, a deep, hollow ache. He finally has everything he once prayed for. But the problem is, he doesn't pray anymore.
And right in that hollow moment, his phone lights up. It's a text from Musa. It's a saying of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it just cuts through all the noise with this simple, devastating question. What is all this wealth really for? Musa's text just unlocks the one question Sadiq has been desperately trying to avoid. He looks around at all the symbols of his success, and the question finally bubbles up to the surface. When I die, what of all this will follow me? And the silence in the room is his answer.
And that's when this terrifying realization hits him. He hasn't just been chasing money. He's been serving it. He never bowed with his body. No, but he bowed with his life, with his choices, with his time, with his priorities. Money had become his second lord.
So how do you even begin to come back from that? Well, it's not with some huge grand gesture. It's with simple, fundamental actions. He makes wudu, that ritual washing. He stands for prayer. And then, in sujood, his forehead touches the ground for the first time in months. That physical act of submission starts the spiritual journey back home.
This whole experience, it just forces him to completely redefine success. He realizes it was never about the bottom line on some financial statement. True success, it's measured on a totally different ledger. How much of your heart still belongs to God? And this, right here, this is the core lesson. The story isn't trying to say that money or ambition are evil, not at all. The warning is way more subtle than that. It's about your priorities. It's about making sure the love of wealth doesn't quietly, sneakily replace the love of God in your heart. And so we're left with this really powerful question. Because in the end, all the material things we chase, they're going to be left behind. But our souls will return to their source. And Sadiq's story kind of forces us to ask ourselves, what state will our soul be in when it's time for it to return?